Hello my fellow readers. In this video, my light novel journeys continue with Bond and Book Volume 1, The Devotion of the Surgery Room. This is a light novel series actually written by the same author as Book Girl, the one about the girl that's like a goblin and eats books. I talked about it like a long time ago. Anyway, same author. In this one, it's still in the literary world. Also, actually, there is a character that I can't remember if it's related or if he appears. I think it's just a relation to one of the characters in Book Girl. So anyway, if you like that kind of interaction, Bond and Book is a good one to go to if you've also read Book Girl. So anyway, back to what I was saying. This is one that follows more of book people, I guess you would say. Our main character in this one, how do I say, he talks to books. I mean, that's the easiest way to say it. Like, books talk to him, he talks to books. So just a quick overview of what the book is about. I'll go ahead and read the synopsis. So it is: a book's love for its reader is boundless. Musubu Enoki, the main character, is an ordinary high schooler with an extraordinary ability. He can hear the voices of books. When he happens to notice one lost and crying, the young man sets out to reunite a children's classic with its original owner. Musubu leaves no page unturned in his quest to assist homes of all sorts, including The Surgery Room by classic Japanese author Kyoka Izumi. But can this advocate for books really make their dreams come true? Find out in this biblio-mystery you won't want to put down. So this is set as like a series of mysteries. It's really like a couple of short stories that all intertwine with the main character being Musubu. And he himself is a bit of an interesting character because he is in love with a book, which is a little weird to me. And the book loves him back, like they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And he can see the book, like the personified character book thing. It's weird to me. It is very weird. I don't know how I want this to proceed. The author seems to think that, you know, love is possible between the book and the boy. So I'm interested to see how this proceeds. I think I've already ordered the second book in the series, but that order is delayed, so I don't know when I'll get it. But I'm intrigued enough to want to see, okay, what is happening here, and is he really in love with this book, and will he stay with the book? There are other characters that are introduced throughout the mysteries, one being the owner of the Pippi Longstocking book, which is the classic that's mentioned in the first part, that he sort of gets to know. And so I'm like, will there be other developments happening here, that it's not just going to be about his great love for the book? There's one part too where he I think it's helping a light novel author, if I remember, who writes about this girls in a onsen, I think. I can't remember all the details, but then he really enjoyed the story, it was very fun and funny, but he has to hide the book because his book girlfriend gets super jealous of any time and devotion he spends on other books. She literally doesn't want him to read any other books or spend time with other books. That's all cheating in her eyes. And there's little inserts of her and her emotions, and it's very bizarre to me. As much as I love books, and I don't know, I wouldn't mistreat a book. I don't hear them, I don't speak with them in that sense. So it's a little odd. But I like it, I think. The edition itself is beautifully done, so it's hardcover. Unlike a lot of light novels, this does get a nice hardcover treatment. I thought that was interesting. There is art included inside. This gives you a quick look at some of the characters. I forgot this actually is a full fold out, the front part pretty much goes over whatever you're going to see in the volume. And I believe this is his book girlfriend, but she doesn't actually physically exist, but he can see her. So it's a little odd. I don't know what more to say about that part. Like, that's a thing. That's a thing. And if you don't if you don't think you'll be into that thing, maybe don't pick this series up. But so the book has a lot of humor, which I really enjoyed. Like, it's bantery. So even the fact that like he's in love with the book, it's the banter like between the book and this book getting jealous at him, and I liked that. Like, a lot of the dialogue was just kind of fun. The whole story with the bathtub beauties or mountain beauties, whatever it was, light novel, was fun. There wasn't like too much darkness or things in depth with it. It was just a fun kind of romp. And a lot of the stories were that way. Like, the first story was more emotionally involved because it involves like that childhood book that you really liked. It involves the beliefs that you had as a kid, and then your progress of growing up and how you start to see things differently. So that first story was really good, much more emotionally driven, but then you have some that are funny. I mean, at the same time, the light novel one wasn't like totally humorous, because at the same time it's dealing with an author who's trying to be heard and be able to make sales, and they're not getting their sales, and they're feeling like a failure, and what are they going to do with their lives? So there is still like emotional drive there. I don't want to say it was all for fun, but there was like a lot more wittiness and fun with that one. And then there's other parts of the story too where it gets more serious, including the Devotion of the Surgery Room is a little bit more of a serious tale as well. I don't know, like overall I liked it. Like, it was a quick read, it was pretty fun. With this one I could read like one of the stories and then pause for the day, next day read the next story. It was more of that kind than, oh, I want to sit through and read the whole thing because I just can't stop. It wasn't like that. It was just a nice, okay, I've read that story, I'll do whatever else with my life. And then I would come back the next day and I'd read the next one. And I enjoyed it that way because it was kind of like a nice break from other things that I was doing or reading. I could just take a soft break, read a little complete story in that sense. Again, there's the overall overarching story line as well. But those little pieces I could just piece out and read. Okay, I'll read this little section. And you will get like a complete mini story there, even though you know there's something that's branching to the next one. So I don't know, for me it was like a nice little break. I liked it. It was very quick. It's not that long either. I don't remember. Let me check how many pages. So with the afterword from the author, it's only 217 pages. So it's very, very quick. I think I did finish it in just a couple of days. And I had a good time. Like I said, I was intrigued enough to want to continue. I mean, some of the things that makes me pause and gives me like an almost ethical dilemma is, okay, at this point, it's fine. Musubu is in love with this book, and I believe the character and he are about an equivalent age. But the book character or the book presence, persona, is not going to age up, but Musubu will. So will he either stay dating a teenager or will he be able to find a relationship with a human person that he could have a family with, like a more human engagement? But if so, like, would he be allowed to? Like, would there ever be a time that he couldn't hear books? And if he could still hear books, would his princess book not allow him to move on because she would constantly like torture him about his life? So I don't know, there's all like these, I'm probably overthinking that. Like, I'm putting too much of a real life mindset to it. But like, I do think about those things and it bothers me because it's not something I can comprehend. Like, that's just a little bit too weird for me. And that's just me. Like, that's just a little bit too far outside my box. Like, I get loving a book, but not really falling in love with it. So, very interesting. It's that's an interesting premise. So who knows? I may give my thoughts on book 2 at some point once I get it and give it a read. The volume 1 I found nice. Like, it was good. Much like Book Girl, I do want to read more. I still haven't finished Book Girl either. Like, I finished volume 1 and I can't remember if that series is available in print. I know that I had it on the Kindle and I might have bought volume 2, but I didn't read it yet. So I have to get on that. Like, there's a couple of light novels that are digital release only. Like, they're just ebooks. And I really want to read them, but I'm trying to get through my print stack first. And so I've sort of done that with Book Girl, where I set it on the back burner. But I did like that series. I like the light mystery of, I should say, Mizuki Nomura's writing. That's the author of both series. So I would like to try it. I'd like to try to get through both. I can't remember with Book Girl. I don't think there's too many volumes. I think maybe it's 8. So at some point, I will be revisiting Book Girl and talking more about that series. But in the meantime, I'm also going to do Bond and Book because I liked it. I would recommend it to those trying to get into light novels. I think that you'll have a good time with this one, especially if you do like mysteries and you're looking for something that's more episodic rather than a full-on straight novel. So, that's my thoughts. That's it for this video. Until next time, bye.